Okay, this is just going to be a quick video of how I got to this point. It's been requested a few times, so I've done a little slideshow and a video, accompanying video, and we'll talk through it. So I'm currently kind of living a trader lifestyle, but without the trader money. So this is how I've done it. And as you can see, how I live a trader lifestyle while still working. So instead of going full-time from full-time work to full-time trading, I'm slowly transitioning between the two. So I'm still working, but with reduced hours. And this is how I'm doing it. Here we go. So just click on the slide. Here we go. So what do we want? First point, to stop our 9-to-5 jobs, become full-time traders. 2, buy a Lambo. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Live a high life. Be time free and our own bosses. Be wealthy money and time wise. It's not just about the money, it's about the time you have for yourself and your family also. Let's have a look. Jumping straight in. Quit my job and go full-time trading. That's the option. But what happens when we do that? Well, very unexpected. Why I'm not having a winning month. Then you get emotional. I need to be up this month to pay my bills. But I'm not. I'm on a losing streak. Simple solution, remove the pressure of needing to perform and your performance will improve. Because then you don't have the emotional pressures and the stress of having to make the money to pay for your month's lifestyle. So here we go. So this is what I do. Can you survive on your current salary? Are you due a yearly pay rise? So each year, when the bosses would offer me a pay rise, I've done this every year for the last few years, I'd say, no thank you, keep my wage the same, but I will reduce my working hours by about an hour and a half a week. And then I'd also do other ways to reduce my working hours as well. We'll get into that in a second. So a little tip there, what are you wasting your income on right now? Do a list and think, do you need to rent the latest car or have the best mobile phone? Are you spending a lot every weekend on going out, dining? It all adds up, and once you're saving, we'll do everything in pounds but convert it to your own values. Once you save the equivalent of £100, you can then knock the equivalent of £100 a month's wage off your working hours and work less, which gives you more time to trade. So what do I do? Or what I do? I do this every year, like I just said. I tell my boss to keep my wage the same, but reduce my hours in work instead. Make sure you can afford to do this. Find a way to reduce your outgoing bills. So we've just discussed that. Do you need to rent 2 cars? Probably not. Maybe not. Maybe you do. Maybe you can just buy one, run around and rent 1 car and save yourself £400 a month. Right, this is what I used to do. I used to work 42.5 hours a week in the office, Monday to Friday, during the trading week. This is not good. Way too many hours for me. Did this for over 20 years. Now, I just do about 20 hours a week in the office, and about 7.5 hours work from home. But the work from home I can do at any point. Most of it anyway, because it's just invoicing and stuff like that. So I tend to do some Sunday morning, some Saturday morning, and then the hours that I'm supposed to work from home are all done, which leaves me the rest of the week to trade. Well, the Tuesday and Wednesday when I'm home, and Thursdays now, Thursday mornings. So there's a key tip there, don't try and rush it. Take your time reducing your working hours. Your employer will appreciate this more and understand more as well if you slowly reduce. If you say to him, can I knock off 1 hour a week for the first year, and then after a few months you can always come back and chop a bit more off, and it also gives you time to adjust to your new income if your income changes. So knocking off too many in one go is riskier, so do it slowly. So here we go. How do we do this? These are just example figures. Don't worry about the cash amount. 2,000 for one person is a lot and it's nothing to another. Maybe on 20,000, maybe on 500. Just adjust it to your level. And this is just rounded figures as well, not my actual incomes. Just a nice easy figure to make the math simple. So if your income's £2,000 per month, that's your basic income from your employer. This will be different for everyone, like we just said. So don't worry about the actual cash value here. Can you still survive on that same amount for the following year? If your wage was to stay at the same level for the next year, can you survive on that cash value? My answer for the last few years has been yes. So I didn't need to increase my wage, I just reduced my hours. If you do a pay rise, for example, on that 2,000, and it was 5%, that's about £100 a month. So work out how many working hours that £100 covers you for. For example, if you get £20 an hour, that's 5 working hours in this example here. Again, that'll be different for different people. So work out how many hours it is for you. Right, so we got 5 hours now. What do we do for 5 hours? So we're keeping the wage same, gives you 5 hours to knock off your working month. Not per week, per month. So we can reduce our working week by about an hour a week. So that's great. Where do we reduce this hour from? Right, we're traders. That's why you're watching this or reading the PDF. So we probably, most likely, want some extra time Mondays to Friday, right? Correct. Your employer is key. Do not think you can just give up an hour a week on a Monday morning because it suits you best. It must also suit your employer. Remember, it's a team effort between you and your employer. You can't just say, I like to trade the London Open, I want Tuesday morning off, if that doesn't suit your employer. It's got to work for them too. So what did I do? I started reducing my Wednesdays first. Wednesdays, where I work, was one of the quieter days, and I knew I could get some extra time, less time in the office on a Wednesday. So the midweek days might be best for your trade setups, which happen to be best for my trade setups as well. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the better days for my particular system. Might be different for yours. Yeah, so my Wednesdays were down to just 5 hours a day, and they used to be 7.5 hours a day. So I've saved myself 2.5 hours then. And it might have taken me, did it take me 1 or 2 years to do that? I can't remember. Might have done it in the first year, just 1 year I think. So that was good. So after I was down to just 5 hours on a Wednesday instead of 7.5, I came with a proposal for my work. I wrote this all down for them. I didn't just go in shouting. I explained that I could work from home for them for those 5 hours on a Wednesday. So no longer needed to go into the office at all on a Wednesday. So tip, be flexible with your employer. Save 1 hour a day. I also saved 1 hour a day travel time. So although I was still getting the same money overall, and reduced my working hours, I was also saving money, saving an hour a day on travel, plus the petrol. So when you work, one of my key points was to make sure that most of my remaining 5 hours on a Wednesday, I now do at home each week, the jobs that can be done on Saturday or Sunday. We just said this. By doing that part of the job over the weekend, it gave me all day on Wednesdays to trade. I do the same on Tuesday now, but this was Wednesday, was the first day that I started reducing my hours. So tip, what else can we reduce to save more money? Can we use this to reduce my working hours again, this time with a pay cut? That's what I did on the Tuesday. So Wednesday I reduced my hours, kept pay the same, and then those reduced hours I moved over to working from home instead of working in the office. And the work from home I could do over the weekends gave me basically Wednesday to trade. And so I had, my mortgage was made up of various bits and bobs plus a small loan as part of the mortgage. But it was only a small cash amount, and when I cleared this small cash amount, I saved enough that I could reduce my hours in work again. Although it was a small proportion of the mortgage, the rates on that part was quite high, so once I paid that off, I could reduce my hours again because my mortgage payments came down. So going back to the £100, remember that £100 of wages is before tax, national insurance and any other deductions, pensions and stuff, depending on what country you're in and where you're from. So we're doing everything in pounds, convert to your own currency. So you might only actually need to save £70 a month on bills and not £100 a month, and still have the same net income. Petrol for my car would cost me about £6 a day also. Travelling to and from work, about £6 a day. So now I only actually needed to save £64 a month on bills. And that would be another hour a week reduced. And then reduce your work by another hour a week, as it says there. There you go. So this is my timeline, kind of. So time in the office at work, it used to be 42.5 hours per week. Now we're down to 20 hours per week, and we've been doing this since about 2020, 2021. Every trading day was in work, and now only in the office 3 days a week, and one of those is only part-time, and we'll be reducing that again soon, I hope. So just to summarise and close up, same pay equals less working hours, if you can survive off same pay. Pay off some debts equals less working hours again. Work some hours at home equals even less work hours in the office. Reduce, reduce, reduce. And that is it really. So I hope you use these tips to go out and find a way to become the trader you want to become. Remember, none of this is financial advice. This is just a story of what I've done and continue to do. Just slowly reducing my working hours each week, but maintaining basically the same income by paying off chunks of debts or loans or mortgages or reducing my outgoings. So I basically still get the same money each week or each month, but I only go to the office 20 hours a week now instead of 42.5, which gives me all that free time to trade and live the trader lifestyle. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope everything was explained alright. If not, just pop me a question. Thank you.